table. You're unsure of the path ahead of you, and you must make a decision, but you're not sure what is correct.
Okay, I'm gonna put out at least 25 gold pieces of specially marked sticks and cast Augury to see if I'm going to get Wheel, Woe, or Wheel and Woe if I release 2 podcasts in a week.
Oh, what's the good one?
Wheel.
Woohoo! It's going to be wheelie good.
Oh, it went back to Woe right then.
Welcome to Threshold Sunlight, our D&D 5e podcast. My name is Matt, and I'll be your dungeon master for this adventure.
My name is Tom, and I will be Octavius, the cleric, rogue, has all his stuff, kills monsters. He's the best.
My name is...
Secretly loves Amere.
He likes him. He just doesn't want to show any vulnerability, and Amere had to, catch him being nice to him. Anyway, Amir's here, too.
My name is Mitch. I'll be playing Amere Filbert, a level 6 bard, who accidentally said man love in the last podcast.
It's all good. Last episode, you stumbled your way into a temple of Piro, which was supposed to be a temple of Adam.
I thought it was a pyramid.
A pyramid.
Hey.
Man, no one's going to listen anymore.
Hey, do you know that Jim Carrey gif where he is holding a cup of coffee and he laughs at someone's joke, and then as he turns to walk away, his face becomes disgusted?
I thought that was just every
That's just
Jim Carrey
Bruce Almighty.
Anyway, in the room with you, there are 4 large doors, and each door has a pip, a number indicator, like a dot indicating an amount of number. Talking words crushed it. The first one has 1, the second has 2, etc. The fourth has 4. I don't know why I only cut out
What
number
does
3.
the 3 have?
In the center of the room, there is a dais with 4 golden pedestals surrounding a statue of Piro. The statue has outstretched hands, and each pedestal appears that it could hold a small ball that's roughly the size of an orange. Other than that, there's not much in the room aside from some lit sconces on the walls.
So it's lit, so we're not in darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Octavius is having some trouble, spirituality, in a spiritual sense. Spiritually. Yes, that's the word.
Spirituality.
in a spiritualistness sense.
We're so good at this. Man, we should do a thing where we talk at a microphone and rely explicitly on our words because we're so articulate.
I do a lot of pantomiming that no one gets to see. You should have seen me drive my lobster. He's going to walk up to the 4 doors and say, okay, we have to pick with work. It can't be random. And he's going to just agonize over which door to open. Be like, okay. We should do 1 first, in order. We should go in door 1. Amere, what do you think?
We should choose the right door.
What do you mean, the door on the right?
Yes, because the door in the right is the right door.
That's the 4th door. And he's
or
just
is it the first door?
I don't know.
Oh.
And Octavius is just kind of going to shut down. He's like, I don't know which door to open, Amere.
I don't know either. I'm just gonna go open the right door. And Amir's gonna go...
Door?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Are you both going in?
I am.
I'll follow.
Okay. Scattered around this room, as you push open the doors, you see... And then they... behind you as you enter. And scattered around this normal stone room, nothing fancy. There's wall sconces with torches lit.
The torches are lit?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
As you enter the room, they...
Weird.
There's some magic that must be doing this. It's like the clapper, but for D&D.
There's chlamydia in the room?
Give me a con save. Scattered around the room, there are all sorts of trinkets and items, baubles, and other accoutrements. In the center of the room...
I don't speak undercommon.
Wow! Brutal. In the center of the room, there is a wooden table with a small pressure plate in the middle. On the side of the table, there is an inscription carved into the wood that reads, "I'm a strange contradiction. I'm new and I'm old. I'm often in tatters or covered with gold. I never could read, yet lettered I'm found. Though blind I enlighten, though loose I am bound. In form too I differ. I'm thick and I'm thin. I've no flesh or bones, yet covered with skin. Some love me fondly, some hate me too much, yet none can deny my value as such."
Okay. I've read this. Octavius has
It is very clearly displayed. I will copy this text and send it to you. There you go.
So Octavius is he's looking around the room. There's accoutrement around the room.
Accoutrement. Mais oui.
Do you want? Well, okay. He's gonna go over the section with Amere. He's gonna say, "Some love me not too much." Hold on. Some love me fondly, and some hate me too much. Amere, does that remind you of anything from our college years? Was there anything you hated too much?
No, I liked everything about college.
I don't think you did. But okay.
He never did the things he didn't like.
Yeah.
Are there books in the room?
You look around. Give me a perception check.
15.
You spend 10 minutes poring over the different things: brooms, phylacteries, vials. And
What is a phylactery?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have a list of words here that I'm reading.
Well,
Tables, chairs, other such things, skeletons. Maybe.
I'm really glad that phylactery's first hit is what is a phylactery.
That's so good. Google knows.
Google understands me.
Just all sorts of things scattered around this room, and after searching for a while, you do manage to find a book.
I said, "Amere, some love me fondly. I like to read, and I believe you hate it a little too much.
I liked
Would you
to
agree?
read some things. I liked to read it. I read about ancient heroes. And...
So, you would say that old things were in the book, correct?
Yes, yes.
But there are also books that are new. Sometimes they're in tatters, sometimes they're plated with gold. Are you seeing where I'm going, Amere? I believe we should put this book on the table.
Where's the skin?
Well, Amere, let me go into a long lecture about how bookbinding is done.
Oh no! Oh no!
And I'm gonna roll a performance check while I.
The room fills with poisonous gas. Save us all.
I got an 11 on a performance check while I try to explain, and then the skin is taken off the calf, and it is treated in a way such, and I'm just going on and on.
Oh man, so you're explaining the process of leather working and bookbinding
for as long. I rolled an 11 on a performance check.
Does that mean that it's boring or not? I'm not sure.
Amere just continues to ask questions like, if they're blind, how does a book enlighten them?
Wonderful.
Well, you see, I'm working on this raised form of language where you where you can run your fingers over it. I will patent it later. I will sell it.
Are you developing D&D Braille right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called Schmail.
Okay. You thought of that for a real long time there, I see. You explain the process of bookbinding and leatherworking and other questions that Amere may have. Are you dead set on putting this book on this platform?
I'm actually so caught up in my lecture, I'm just swinging the book around, and the only way to make me stop talking would probably be to put it on the platform.
Okay. So you're just standing there in this room, swinging this book around, just talking at Amere, not even to him.
Yeah. And Amere, something else that is interesting. You see, there are many different kinds of penmanship, and even the letters and alphabets change. And he goes into that for another enumeral. So Amere, are you just listening enraptured by this?
Yes, he is listening intently to his hero.
Okay. How long do you guys do this for? Just out of curiosity.
I'd say it was a good 30-minute.
Yeah, a good
lecture,
half an hour.
15-minute lectures. Yeah.
Okay.
And then Octavius is gonna be like, oh, my voice is getting tired, Amere. Could you just set this book on the table and I'll continue?
Yes, of course.
As you place the book on the platform in the center of the table shifts backward, and a pedestal with a small golden orb with 4 pips raised on it slowly rises from the ground where the table has slid back from.
And I'm going to go, the other thing that's interesting is the change of the oral tradition. Oh, my goodness. My book. Amere, what did you do?
I took the book. There's this strange
We'll have
orb
to-
now.
We'll have to continue this discussion at a later date.
Do you know anything about orbs?
Interesting you should mention.
Oh,
You could calculate the volume of an orb by taking the measurement of half of its width, and he goes back into some mathematic lectures. We're actually, I'm gonna say he's walking out with the orb while he has one finger up in the air, explaining like, there is a strange series of numbers that allows you to calculate the actual volume of space in the orb. We don't really understand it yet.
Wonderful.
And then he walks out the door number 4
Okay.
with the orb.
You push the door open, it swings shut behind you, and you hear a series of mechanisms. They, reset the room.
That's going to kind of snap Octavius out of him and go, oh, Amere, we're here to get a spear. Don't you remember?
Oh, yeah. Spear.
You should stop distracting me by asking me all these questions. We need to stay focused. Amere, you were always one for distraction. Tisk, tisk.
Wow.
So how do they make spears?
Amere,
Oh,
we have to
no.
focus. You go put this on the pedestal. I'm very confident that no harm could come to you.
Which pedestal?
The one with the 4 pips over there. A pip is like an indication of a numerical value. The one with 4 dots, Amere.
Okay, Amir will go and put the orb in the pip.
Okay.
So,
you place the orb down, and there's sort of 4 pointed fingers that close, holding the orb in place as you do so.
According to order and reason, we should now go in the rightmost door that we have not gone in. So I believe we should go into door number 3. What do you think, Amere?
Yeah, sounds good.
You push open the door to the 3-pip room, and you enter the room. The door swings shut behind you, and a catch seems to be thrown. You hear it. It sounds like it's locked now. In front of you, there are a pair of very large sentries, covered from head to toe in silvery plate armor. Each one is holding a very large spear, and they stand in front of a pair of doors. On the floor, in front of the sentries, there is an inscription that reads, "Do not heed chaos or lies. Choose a door to find your prize. Question both these sentries too. Care, for one will lie to you."
Amere, I'm disappointed in your lack of help in the previous room. I believe you should take the lead in this room and try to get us a spear.
Okay. Amir is going to walk up to the one of the sentries and say, "Are you going to lie
Which
to me?"
one?
The left one.
The left
Yep.
one? The sentry says, "No."
Amere,
Well, this
isn't
one.
that a spear right there? Are you sure that's not the spear we need?
Oh, yes, yes. What about that other spear? Are there two spears? Are we supposed to get two spears?
Is that Britney Spears that I see?
No. Oh no. Oh no, it's gone all wrong.
I believe to have done it again.
Amir's going to go to the right one and say,
Okay.
"So you're the one who will lie to me?"
No.
Well, one of you is lying to me. Will you let me through the door?
Yes.
And then he's going to go over to the other one and say, "Will you stop me from going through the door?"
You asked the first one, "Will you let me go through the door?" And you're asking this other
Yeah.
one, "Will you stop me from going
Yeah.
through the door?" Okay. No.
Well, I'm all out of ideas.
Amere, you are born to ask questions. I'm going to go up and go,
Amir maybe, but Mitchell is out of ideas.
Give me an intelligence check, Amir. We'll see if you can come
wait.
up with an idea.
I do have another idea, actually.
Okay.
oh no.
Amir is going to go up to the left one and ask,
Okay.
"How are spears made?"
With metal. And then he's going to lower his spear across his shield at you, pointing the tip of it at your face, pushing you backwards. Do you back up, or are you going to force this thing to attack you?
I'm going to back up.
Okay. He returns to his sentry stance.
Octavius is going to put a hand on Amir's shoulder and say, "Amere, ask them about each other."
Oh, okay. So he's going to go up to the left one again. And
Okay.
he's going to say, "Is he the liar?"
Yes.
All right. And then,
Now ask him if he is the liar.
"Are you the liar?"
Who are you asking if they're the liar?
The same one.
The
The
same
one that
one.
just said the other one was the liar.
So you're asking the one on the left if he is the liar?
Yeah, he just told us that the other one's the liar, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So if he is the liar... Oh, shoot, that's the same. It appears safe, Amere. Let's go in.
Do both of you want to give me an intelligence check to see if you you have some insight to this puzzle?
Straight intelligence?
What do you want to apply to it?
Insight?
Any proficiency.
Yeah. Insight's fine.
18.
8?
18 and an 8.
Yeah.
With an 8, you think that you can just keep asking them these questions and eventually one of them will trip up. With an 18, you think if you asked about not the other guard, but what the other guard would do, you might have some success.
Okay. So Amir's going to ask Octavius. He's going to say, "What if we ask them about what the other guard will do?"
Okay, just give me an image of the room. We got 2 guards, and they're both on either side of a door.
They are both standing in front of a door, one behind each sentry. So there's 2 doors, the inscription on the ground, 2 sentries, and the door behind you, which is locked.
I thought they were on. I thought a door. Never mind. I thought it was one door.
Okay.
Okay. Amir, you have to ask them specifically about which door the other guard would tell us to go through.
So Amir will go over to the right guard,
Okay.
and he will ask, "Which door will the left guard tell me to go through?"
And the 2 guards, after you have said this to them, they slam their spears against the ground, and they step out of the way. And the doors behind them vanish, and in fact the entire wall vanishes, and behind it you see a single pedestal with a golden orb sitting on top the silvery pedestal, and it has 3 pips on it.
Bravely done, Amir. But you see, the actual sharpening of spear points is very intricate. It's not just with metal.
Yes.
That guard did not tell you all the intricacies that I will have to go over with you one day.
The catch in the door behind you releases. The doors are unlocked, and the sentries stand to the side. The orb awaits you on the other side of the room.
Amir, can you fetch that orb?
Of course. He'll go over and pick up the orb.
Now, does Octavius? I mean, the player knowledge. I kind of know that the spear we're searching for has some celestial origin. I mean,
Okay.
because of the celestial book and everything.
Okay.
And
That's your interpretation. May or may not be accurate.
Does Octavius think the same?
Yes. The Nothic actually, one of the things it told you, whether you remember it or not as a character or a player, your character would remember that the Nothic said it is a tool of powerful celestial magic or something like that.
Octavius remembers a lot. He's got a keen mind.
Yeah.
He says to Amir, and Amir, what's really in my head right now is I'm thinking of the spear we're looking for. I think it was made with some sort of divine and celestial, magic of some sort. It's not what the priest led us to believe. I'm fairly certain. So it'll be interesting if we find it.
Amir would know this too. He would know all of these things. It wasn't just you that knew these things, just so you guys are aware.
Okay, time to go to the next room. Takes the orb, he puts it on the pedestal, and he's impatiently awaiting Octavius to go through the second door.
Okay. You push the second door open.
Yeah.
The second room open. You enter, and are you both of you in the room?
Octavius is actually looking at the ground, and he's looking at his hands and going, so we're looking for a spear, and we've got 4 orbs, and he's just like muttering to himself.
Okay. Are you in that second room, though?
Yeah, I've walked in.
As soon as you walk in, the door slams shut, and the locking mechanism catches again. On the opposite side of the room, a large curtain falls to reveal an enormous, monstrous beast chained to the wall. It is snarling and snapping its massive teeth and jaws. It is positively terrifying and absolutely enormous. In the room with you, you see a number of weapons and tools strewn about the ground, and you find that as you have walked through the door, all of your personal belongings have disappeared apart from your armor.
So my necklace is gone?
Everything is gone, apart from your
My
armor.
scouter?
Everything.
So Octavius is just like grabbing around, like we appear to have been robbed from some sort of magical means. Amere, does that look like our stuff on the ground?
Amere is going to search for specifically Octavius's stuff on the ground.
Looking through the belongings on the ground, you find nothing that was yours to begin with. You find several swords.
Does he find a mace?
Ranging. There's some maces. There's a variety of maces and warhammers. A number of swords that range from very large to very, very small. There's a series of pole arms, glaives, spears, halberds, and such.
Amir is going to take the smallest mace he can find and say, "This one, right?"
Wow. This is a mace for a cocktail. He's gonna throw it on the ground.
It clatters into a pile of simple daggers and knives and other such things. As you're walking around, you trip over some scythes and sickles and other reaping tools. You find a rack of bows with all sorts of bows, ranging from long bows all the way down to short bows, with an assortment of arrows. There's crossbows ranging from an enormous ballista all the way down to hand crossbows with all sorts of bolts, and there is even a complicated-looking catapult trebuchet sitting over in the corner of the room as well, with a number of large stones sitting near it.
This is strange. Describe this beast. This beast is chained on the wall, snarling and barking or snarling and
snapping its teeth and jaws.
Does it have
growling
one
at you.
head?
It has one head, yes. It is not Cerberus, if that's what you were thinking.
Maybe a Hydra. I don't know. Sometimes things have lots of heads.
Okay, it's neither of those things.
Is Harry Potter in the room?
Yes.
Okay.
And he is fighting poor stuttering Professor Quirrell.
Voldemort's in his bag of his head. Watch out.
Use Expecto Patronum. I'm sure it'll solve all your problems.
Please don't sue us, J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling, give us free stuff.
Yeah.
That would be nice, too. Check out our new sponsorship deal, Harry Potter. That does make sense.
Harry Potter LLC. I'm looking. See if I got any fun. So he's looking through his... Octavius actually... Oh, wait, was my book gone?
Everything is gone except for your armor.
Oh, so Octavius was going to sit down and look through his book, and now he just sits down and goes, Amere, I believe we are up Hell's Creek without an oar.
There's an oar sitting next to you on the ground.
Do you hand me that oar, Amere?
Yeah. We have an oar.
Thank you. Thank you, Amere. It is a metaphor.
Now let us sail through Hell's Creek.
No, the river Styx is a metaphor. It's a metaphor, Amere.
There's no sticks here.
Oh, man.
Just weapons.
Did you read any of the books in college?
Oh, goodness.
Look at that thing on the wall that has one head. It looks angry.
Oh, Amir thought you were talking about, like, a plaque of, like, a gamed animal.
Oh, no, yeah.
No, the thing chained to the wall.
The enormous monstrous beast that
Amir,
is
shoot
an
it with
amalgamation
that
of
bow?
horrifying
I'm not
things.
sure.
Yeah, there's a bow. There's some arrows.
Alright, Amir's gonna find a longbow.
Okay.
He's gonna shoot it with an arrow. Pachoo!
Okay. Roll the attack.
18.
The arrow flies straight and true across the room. It shoots into the heart of this monstrous beast and flies straight through, and you hear a clatter on metal on stone. It seems as though the arrow has passed through this monster.
The arrow.
Amir,
It.
can I look closer? Am I able to make a check
On what?
the beast?
Sure.
I'm making an investigation check.
What are you trying to do?
See if it's real.
Investigation, I believe, is the correct one.
Shit. It's a 9.
It's real enough that it could kill you.
I know that with a 9, or I feel that.
You feel that? What do you mean you know that with a 9? Am I going to confirm whether or not that's accurate?
I don't know. Amere, that thing can kill us.
Maybe its skin is just made of stone. Okay, so Amir's going to get the balliste.
Okay.
And he's gonna aim it at the monster. And he's gonna shoot it.
Amere, do you even know how to operate that?
No,
Yeah.
I have no idea how to operate it.
Maybe I can assist.
Okay. Neither of you are proficient with
No.
siege weapons, I assume.
But I can become proficient with anything by praying.
Okay. If you want, are you going to do that?
Yeah, I'll bust my daily. Yeah.
Okay.
And so I kneel down and say, Piro, grant me wisdom to operate this. For you are, pretty awesome.
So, as an aside here, you're in a temple of Piro. Piro is your god. You're praying for proficiency, but I feel as though I'm conflicted at this point as to whether or not your god would intervene more than what you were asking for. What do you think? Give me a luck save. Let's do it that way.
16.
Yeah, with the 16, you still burst your daily, and your god grants you the knowledge to manipulate this massive weapon.
You see, you just put this catch here, and you move this lever, and it'll shoot easily. Amere, you should have known this.
As you learn this information, you also in your head hear the celestial voice say, "Toil, you must toil."
Amere, we're doing this incorrectly. We should be exemplifying Piro. We need to be working hard at something. Toiling, if you will.
Let's work hard by trying to take down this monster. Huh?
Are you searching around the room, or
No.
you firing this ballista?
No, I'm going to say, this is easy to operate, but it's not what we need. Amere, the history of Piro begins when people were trying to feed themselves. See, in these weapons, there should be something like scythes or sickles, old farming implements. Let's try those.
You find those things very easily.
We attack with those?
Are you approaching the monster?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait. I'll attack first.
Okay. You're walking up to this monster within 5 feet of it? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Roll an attack roll.
Okay. Does sickle add strength?
Yeah.
14.
Yeah, whatever.
It's
That's
either
fine.
or, I think.
It doesn't matter. You swing the sickle into the bulk of this monster, and as the metal of the reaping tool cuts through, you see the monster in fact disappears, and in the center of where it was sitting, there is a small platform. On top of it, there is a pedestal holding the 2-pip sphere.
See, Amere, there are many historical accounts of farmers that defended their lands with only tools such as these. I will have to tell you of some of these rebellions one day. But put down that sickle and grab that orb.
The locking mechanism releases behind you, and the doors are open.
Where's our stuff?
Amir puts down the sickle, and he grabs the orb.
Okay. Great.
It's odd that our belongings are still missing.
Yes.
I'm gonna gingerly step through the door, and I'm looking around like, I need my stuff.
As you step through the door, your belongings reappear on your person.
I say, thanks, man. Piro.
He goes, yeah, dog, I got you.
Yeah. Thanks for having my back, man. That was close.
Oh, man.
And after 10 minutes fades, all of my ballista knowledge will go away.
Oh no! You could have conquered kingdoms if only you'd been in the right place at the right time.
So I'm talking to Amere about ballistas for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, it's really interesting how the pulley magnifies the force, and then the, what's it called? And then I just lose it all.
Thing.
I lose it all. I'm like, the arrow. We'll have to talk about this later. I don't remember the mechanics. We only have one door left, Amere.
Yes.
Have you placed the 2-pip on the...
Put the thing on the thing.
Okay, great. The fingers close, and you make your way over to the first room?
Yes.
Wonderful. You push open the door, and you walk in. In this room, there are 4 statues sitting in front of a series of 4 platforms of varying heights. They start at the smallest and rise up to the right, up to the 4th platform, which is the highest. The statues are carved in the images of a sloth, an owl, a donkey, and a weasel.
I gotta write this down.
I'll send it to you.
Okay. Sloth, owl, donkey, weasel, and we have ascending statues from left to right.
Yes.
Are wait? These statues are different sizes, or there's pillars that the statues are on top of?
There are platforms behind the statues that are rising from the lowest to the highest. The statues are all the same size, each carved in a different image of an animal.
And there's, can I make a perception check if there's anything else of note?
Sure.
7.
You don't see anything else of note in the room. In fact, you notice that there is a surprising lack of other things in the room. There are wall sconces with torches, but that's it.
These torches that turn on their own. I've got to get some for our hat. And I'm gonna go in and go, these statues seem to be important, Amere. Do you recognize these animals?
Do I recognize these animals?
Yes, you know what a sloth, an owl, a donkey, and a weasel are.
They appear to be a sloth, an owl, a donkey, and a weasel. Most people would recognize them.
Yes, I
don't know why I
recognize
asked
these
you.
animals.
Sorry, I was still thinking about ballistae. What would you think? Where should we put these? We appear to have 4 options. An ascending order. We could do food chain. We could do from crawling on the ground up to flying in the air. Maybe size.
Would you like to give me an insight check, either of you, to see if you have an idea of what this might be?
19.
What'd you get?
I got a 19.
Octavius is stubborn. I think he's just gonna determine like, no, I can do this, and he's just gonna start putting them in place.
Okay.
He's gonna go sloth, weasel, donkey, owl in ascending order.
Why?
Because he's going by speed.
Nothing happens as you do this.
Amere, I seem to have assembled this correctly, but I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't put them quite in their spots. Do you have any input?
Should we rank them of most importance? Seems as each animal signifies a trait.
Your insight check of 19 would definitely grant you the knowledge of what Piro would value.
I see.
Not you, Octavius. Your inside check was stubborn.
Yeah, it was a crit fail because he's like, I don't need to think about this.
Psst, I'm very smart. I know how to do this.
I'm in my own temple, which
yeah,
is making me nervous.
pyramid.
I think the owl, based on what you have taught me about Piro, would be the most important. So he should go either first. Yeah, no, the owl should go first.
Highest.
The highest.
Okay, you put the owl on the highest platform.
I already did that, Amere.
The sloth is obviously what Piro despises, so he should be last.
You put the sloth on the lowest platform.
I did that as well, Amere.
You're left with the donkey and the weasel.
What is the donkey second, or is the weasel second?
What do you mean?
This is to Octavius.
No, I don't remember what order I put them in.
You put sloth, weasel, donkey, owl as the first attempt, putting them up there in your mind based on their speeds. Currently, you have sloth, 2 blank spaces, then the owl, and you're holding the weasel and donkey statues.
What if we change up the donkey and the weasel?
Sure. Well, put them down, Amere. And with a 2 deception check, he's going to say, that's how I put them down the first time. When you change them.
Okay.
Just frustrated.
Wait, so what are you doing? You're putting them down in what order?
They're now sloth, donkey, weasel, owl.
Okay, and why are you putting them in this order?
Amere decided to. I don't know.
Because the donkey signifies stubbornness, and
Sloth.
no,
Damn. That's a sloth.
Ignorance, I would want to say.
Okay.
And
why did you put the weasel
is-
second?
That's
weasel
asinine.
is wiser, I would believe, like street smarts-ish, which Piro would
Okay.
still recognize.
Okay.
Sly weasel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
sly weasel.
that's sound logic. The platforms sink into the ground and reveal behind them a small golden orb with a single pip.
I'm pretty sure that's how I did it the first time.
Maybe you had to do it twice just so that you could toil more.
Yes, that's probably it, Amere. We had to both toil. I did all the work
Both
the first
toil.
time.
Yes.
It was your fault for not helping me.
I'm very sorry.
Could you help more? Could you put that orb up there?
Yes,
Chop,
yes,
chop.
of course.
You're always dillying, and then you're dallying, and then you're dilly-dallying.
Amir's going to go take the golden orb.
Okay.
You're just like that sloth. Try to be more like an eagle. No, an owl. An owl, I meant.
After placing all 4 of the orbs onto their platforms, a magnificent golden spear appears in the outstretched hands of Piro.
Octavius is going to try to snatch it up immediately.
You do so.
Look at this. It's a heroic weapon. Do you know offhand what kind of weapon a spear is?
It's a 2-handed versatile, I believe.
But it's martial, right? It's not simple.
Yes, it is a martial.
Doesn't it also
weapon.
have, like, reach or
A
something?
spear is a simple weapon, excuse me.
Oh, it is?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not 2-handed, it's versatile, which makes sense.
I just swung around with a, I don't know.
You did it with a flourish. You did it just fine. It looked okay.
Wow. Maybe I don't need a mace anymore. I could be the champion of Piro.
Oh, man.
Amere, we do need to have a small discussion.
Okay.
Prince Ra. Is his name Prince Ra? No. By
Uh,
prince, I meant priest.
High priest?
High
Okay.
Priest Ra. He smells wrong to me. This is another metaphor.
Yes. Smell.
It's a metaphor, Amere. I believe he is dishonest.
How can one smell dishonest? The metaphor is completely going over Amir's head. He does not
Amere.
understand it.
I don't think we should give the spear to High Priest Ra.
But he's the one who told us to get the spear.
We may need to use your illusion to make sure that the spear ends up in the right hands when we get back. I'm not sure. I'm formulating a plan. We are heroes. Correct, Amere?
Correct.
I believe High Priest Ra may be not a hero. He may actually be a villain. Like a monster.
A villain?
Well, think about it. He told us the spear had to do with Adam. We now know that is not true. We're not in a temple of Adam. That ugly creature that we may have lied to, but it didn't lie to us, told us the spear is celestial. Or divine, but not of Adam. So, he is misleading us. And if you mislead a hero, what does that make you?
A villain?
Yes. We need to keep this in mind when we go back.
Keep what in mind? No, he understands.
Amere.
So do the two of you return to your mounts?
Yes, I return to Snuffer.
Okay.
I returned to Mr. Lobster.
Mr. Lobster. Okay. Are you setting off straight away back to Kuru?
Unless there's anything else cool in the
I'm trying
temple that I see. With a... Oh, man. 21 perception check.
Amere, are you still dillying and dallying? What are you looking for?
You see some small statues of Piro. They're carved in gold. They look very valuable. But you'd be stealing from Piro.
Mm-hmm. Stealing doesn't fit right with me.
Okay.
Amere, we work for our gold. We do heroic deeds. You can't just take it.
And who needs money when you have... He pulls out his Rebecca. Music.
I respectfully disagree with that sentiment. I need money.
Are you gonna play some traveling music as you go?
Yep.
Wonderful. You play the tune, and it sounds delightful. Is Octavius joining in this time?
No, Octavius is actually he's absent-mindedly driving the apparatus, but he's looking at the spear. He's basically texting while driving. He's looking straight down at the spear, trying to examine it as much as... So he's not looking where he's going at all.
Okay.
Full examination. Is there anything, celestial writing or anything on it?
Dow, a pair of dows, one of them bright red and one of them bright blue, follow up behind you, and they seem to be like flashing, and they pull you over. No.
I was using hands free.
You're inspecting the spear, looking for celestial writing.
Or any writing, but I can read certain languages.
There is nothing inscribed into the spear apart from a very small circle around the center of the handle with an inscription in it in a series of runes that you identify as not a language, but as some sort of magic.
Okay.
You could give me an Arcana check to see if you know what sort of magic it is.
17?
With a 17, you know that this spear has been imbued with very, very, very strong abjuration magic That the runes inscribed on that small band around the handle are extremely powerful abjuration magic runes.
Do I have an idea of age?
How old the spear is?
Yeah, either how old the runic symbols would be, like if they're an ancient set of runes, or even the spear, whatever.
They're divine runes, so they're as old or as young as the gods, if that makes sense.
These runes may be pre-strip. Wow.
Well, no, they would be magic runes that would be used to this day, but they're very, very old in their origins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a language that's still used, but it has very, very deep roots.
These runes seem to have very deep roots. I'm sensing abjuration magic. I'm just muttering to myself while not looking where I'm going, and Amere, I think, is playing music.
Yep.
Yeah. Are you paying attention, or are you just following him and playing your music?
Yeah, he'll be looking around.
As the sun begins to set, the pair of you riding forward. Give me a perception check at disadvantage, Amere, since you were playing your music.
That's 2 11s, so 14.
Okay. You don't manage to avoid this, and so the pair of you wander into a very large dust storm. It's almost as if it's set upon you itself very suddenly as the sun is setting. Lightning and thunder crackle all around you, and Octavius...
That's me.
You begin to feel the metal casing of the apparatus crackle with energy.
An acrobatics check to jump out, I think,
Okay.
is what I would do.
You pull the lever and you jump out just in time as a bolt of lightning shoots forward and crashes into the metal casing of the apparatus, which it immediately shuts down and shoots back into its barrel form, stopping where it was.
And I'm trying to leap out and go, Amere, Sniffer, help me, Mr. Sniffs, elephant.
The lightning and the sand and the wind and the thunder are picking up to a point where it's extremely unbearable for you to stand in this desert environment. I need both of you to make a con save.
Okay.
11.
11 and a...
6.
With an 11 and a 6, both of you take 10 lightning damage as electricity crackles all around you.
Ouch.
The storm is picking up even more. It's becoming extremely dangerous. The sun has set. It's dark around you. The only flashes of light you see come during the bolts of lightning. You can't see more than 10 feet around you. The apparatus is in a barrel form, and the elephant has started burrowing almost. It is like digging a small hole and using its snout to push sand out of the way so that it can get as low as possible in the desert sand.
Okay. Amir is going to say, I think it's time for us to turn in for the night.
we haven't made it to it'll be dangerous.
Quick question.
Yeah.
As you made your acrobatics check to escape...
I grabbed the spear.
Okay.
In my head. I'm holding the spear, clutching it.
I figured as much. I just wanted to make sure.
So, like one hand hoist out, and I'm now on my knees just with the spear. I actually was going to stab the spear into the sand and just...
Hold on for dear life?
Well, I was going to try to make it work and say, protect me! Not with any actual...
I understand.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide if the metal spear that you stabbed into the sand is now lightning rod.
I see.
It is. Are you holding it? Give me an acrobatics save.
Yeah, two hands on it too.
Yeah.
A save?
Yeah.
Of-
Or I'm sorry, be a dex save, not an acrobatics check.
Was that
9.
That's 12 lightning damage as a bolt of lightning crashes down into the top of the spear, electrifying the entire thing. You're thrown away from it as it's sticking in the ground.
It seems
Oh,
as
my
though
hands.
that spear was made with only metal.
Yeah, Octavius is gonna take a couple points of shame damage. I'm trying to think if there's anything I can give. I'm trying to give. I'm trying to do something to buy us a minute so that he can cast his hat. Do you even have a spell slot to cast the hat?
I do. Ever since we long rested. Well, you didn't. I did.
Yeah, I don't really have anything. I'm just
Okay.
Amere might try to get all three of us, but you might have to say goodbye to Sniffless.
At this point, Snuffer has buried himself all the way in the sand. All you see is his tiny snout sticking up for air.
Drop the hat.
Okay. Amir is going to start casting the hat.
Okay. Give me a con save.
18 plus 2, 20.
You just barely pass your con save, and you manage to stave off the lightning bolt swirling all around you, and the hat appears above you. It drops down over you. Where's the spear?
I picture it as I'm kneeling, my hands were clutching the spear, and now they're just right next to it, a charge, and I'm just like looking at my hands.
Okay. You find yourself inside of Liamon's tiny hat. The storm outside blowing against it. You are safe from the ravages of the desert, and inside the hat, it is calm.
I'm gonna peer out one of the star windows.
Okay.
And make a nature check to see what the heck's going on.
Okay.
Crit fail. It's still pretty. I mean, I get like a pretty big modifier. I think it's an 11, but
with an 11, you feel that this is very strange and unusual. You know that it's a similar lightning storm to the one that happened before. Now that you're up closer, it's very weird.
There's some sort of energy in this storm, Amere. It appears unnatural. Is Sniffer in here with us? I'm looking around.
You see its a tiny little snout wave at you from under the sand.
What about my lobster?
That is outside. That's far too large
So
for you
he's
to have in there.
Yeah, so he's gonna like walk to the edge of the hat and go, "No!"
You can see the sand building up on the side of it as it's slowly being buried in the desert.
And I'm gonna look through my book. I'm just paging through my book to see if I'm gonna have a way to locate it later. I need that back. It's my right as a hero of this land.
Okay.
And then I think we're gonna try and get water out and rations and feed both ourselves and the elephant, and then go to sleep for.
Okay. You do so, and you set in for your long rest. Is that all right with everyone?
That's fine with Amir.
Okay.
Amere, I think we got a rough morning ahead of us.
You enjoy your long rest and return your spell slots and hit points, and you are woken with the sound of a very loud bang and the very strong smell of ozone. And as you groggily rouse from your slumber, there is a third figure in the hat with you who grabs the spear, wrenches it from wherever it's being held.
I'm sleeping like next to it, or I was. So I like wake up and I see, yeah. So he's taking it right from the side of my bedroll.
And as soon as he has the spear in his hands, with another loud bang and a very strong smell of ozone, he disappears again.
So Octavius thinks that was a dream, and immediately like shakes his head and goes, "Shit."
As you slowly wake up, you see that the spirit is in fact gone. The hat disperses after the 8 hours, and standing on a dune across the way from you, you see this black figure that you can't identify, lofting a spear above its head, and it runs off in a direction opposite where you're standing.
Now, I'm picturing the Tatooine like, is that what's happening?
Something like that, but it's you can't quite identify what the creature is, but definitely holding
It
its
is
over,
humanoid,
over
though?
its head. Yep.
Okay.
It disappeared far too quickly for you to cast Hold Person on it, though. Unfortunately.
Yeah, so
And-
that's what Octavius was obviously trying to do. He's like flipping through his book and he's like reaching out and then he's gone. And he's like, one day.
That's going to do it for this episode. Next time we join back, you'll have to hunt down this thing if you want your spear back. Questions, comments, concerns?
Oh, I have so many.
Oh man, I have some too.
I just want to go through the. Did we do any of the puzzles right?
2 of them. The book is absolutely right.
The book I was confident in.
That one's very straightforward. It's just a normal puzzle, but I wanted a book puzzle, and I couldn't find another, a better alternative.
Well, that's kind of good that like Octavius would know that right away, so that kind of worked out pretty well.
What was supposed to be the
Amere was
order
like-
for the statues?
Yeah. What was the animal one?
The statues should have gone in the order that Octavius put them in first, but you needed to have better logic as to why you were putting them in that order. So that's a caveat that I put in as sort of like, this is divine magic. It can understand your motivations for doing something. Blind luck is not something that Piro would like.
Yeah, that's true.
So putting them in order based on speed is not going to solve the puzzle.
So what was the, even in that order, what was good logic?
A sloth is a lazy animal, so
Okay.
it should go last. A weasel is something that pilfers from other people and takes their hard work for its own, which is a bad thing. A donkey and an owl. A donkey exemplifies hard work.
Yeah, that's what
and
I was
Yeah.
thinking. But then I was like, I don't
That's
know.
interesting.
It's also tightly associated with agriculture and being a beast of burden. And then the owl is a symbol of intelligence and knowledge the world over. So
The argument that the donkey is like asinine and ignorant,
stubborn. Mhm.
yeah, is also pretty good.
As
So-
soon as you had like a basic amount of logic that was sound and reasonable for the puzzle, I accepted your answer because that is I think the essence of what D&D puzzles should be about, rather than the DM coming up with a strict, straight and narrow answer, which can get bogged down in, oh, you didn't do that right.
Yeah.
You didn't do that right. You didn't do that right. And then you spend 20 minutes wasting time. No one's happy. So I went ahead and said that made sense to me, so it was a good answer.
And then the toil one.
Yes.
That was confusing.
I did my very best to say that there were scythes, sickles, and reaping
Okay.
tools very quickly because I didn't want it to sound obvious, but I also wanted to make sure you heard them. I fear that I may have mentioned them too.
No, that was
too-
good.
No. They were scattered with lots of other things, so it didn't feel unnatural.
Okay,
No, that's
good.
I just, when you said toil, I was like, oh, right, agriculture. Like, it snapped in my head right then. It was...
Perfect.
But
glad
were you
that
actually supposed to
that
hit
worked
it?
out nicely.
We were supposed to hit it with one... That's cool. That's a good puzzle.
You have
That's
to
very-
attack the monster. The only way to defeat it is through hard
That's
work.
That's good Pyrrhic. That's cool. That's probably my favorite puzzle we've done.
I was happy with all of them, I think.
The
This
guards
this
one
was
is
one of my favorite ones.
famous.
The guards one's a famous one.
But all
and
I can think of is the Randall Monroe reference of the third guard stabs people
Stabs
who
people
ask.
who ask tricky questions.
Yeah, I was like, that just was in my head the whole time, so I couldn't remember the real answer.
Can I just say that, like, as you pose that question, it's really easy as a, like, puzzle master to just say, now solve this. If you have to role play the guards, it gets so much harder.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, how? I'm chewing it backwards in my head, and I'm like, oh my God. What?
It got easier once I simplified it, but when you were like, I asked the left one if the right one is telling the lies, and I'm like, fuck, what's the truth and what's a lie? How do I answer this?
It was cool. Those were some cool puzzles.
The one on the left was the one that told the lies, just so you guys know.
I figured.
Which I thought we had confirmed it as telling the truth, but I realized that my questions were the same.
Spheres were made of only metal.
Well, we found that out later to maybe be
true.
true. Oh man, that was a good one. That was a good session.
The
I don't know what the hell just
Snuffer's
happened.
Burrow, for all of our fans that are also play StarCraft, I'm just picturing an Ultralisk going into the ground.
Yeah! Just like that, it like vibrates and lowers its massive bulk into the ground.
Yeah, definitely.
It's so great. I mean, they're desert
Yeah.
elephants, so they're a little different from, the ones that people know about. So
I like that the
wanted to make
snout's
it a
just
little
there, and I'm
different.
like throwing it bits of rations.
You know that's its nose,
Yeah.
right? It's not its mouth. It can't eat food
Yeah.
from there.
I choked Snuffer on accident. Whoops.
No, Snuffer! If only
Oh,
I knew more
man.
about the
I don't know
anatomy
what
of
just
an
happened.
elephant.
Something plane shifted into your
You
hat.
know, I don't
and,
know who it was or what the
you
hell's
don't know who
going
it was
on.
or what you don't know what's going on.
I
That should be
do-
an interesting encounter. I'm very
I think
excited
I might
to play
have
that
locate object or person as a spell. So
Okay.
we might start off with something. I'm probably gonna look for the apparatus though. Octavius.
You could clearly see the direction in which the figure ran, and it was relatively close to you. So it wouldn't be a stretch of your imagination to just go after it if you so chose.
Okay.
But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, good one. Whoa.
It should be interesting. I'm excited to see what you do with the spear when you do, in fact, get it back, assuming you do, based on your conversation about Mon Al, or not Amon Al Ra, High Priest Ra Riaz.
Oh, that's his full name?
Riaz, yeah, is his last name. Or Riaz, I don't remember how I pronounced it first. You guys got anything else?
That's
Yeah,
all
that's
for me.
it.
If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you go to check out the D6 Mafia. Go to d6mafia.com or youtube.com/the D6 Mafia and check out the original Threshold series that established the fine universe that we play in. It's either this will come out on a Tuesday, so yesterday or next Monday will be the first episode of their new series, and it should be very excited. I'm anxiously awaiting that. I would like to watch some more Threshold. It's super great.
Yeah, and we're on Twitter at Studio LT3, Facebook.com/Studio LT3, and we hang around a subreddit that we helped make, r/D&D Threshold. I think
Interact with us. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, you
We
can always
really
email us
appreciate
at contact@StudioLT3 as well. And yeah, this will be coming out. This will be our first dual week. So this is, if you're tuning in on Thursday, this actually came out on Tuesday. So you have two to listen to today. If you're tuning in on Tuesday, good job.
Welcome to the new world order. Hopefully
Yeah.
this works out and is not a whole crazy amount of extra work, but
No, I think we
it should be
planned it.
manageable.
It should be fine. We just wanted to be able to produce 2 hours of content, and I've heard a couple people tell me, oh, I like that you guys had do shorter episodes because I can listen in my car, blah, 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 that kind of stuff.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, blah, 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 you know. Yada, yada, yada. I think that's all for us
Data
today.
Tom.
That's going to do it for this episode. Thank you all very much for listening, and we will see you on Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday this week. We're the best.
Woohoo. I'm going to have to change that now, and I'm going to screw it up every week.
We will see you on our
Every
next
time.
episode. Okay, bye-bye.